So today I'm actually looking for some standing stones that are pretty unheard of and they're like hidden in the forest somewhere. So where I'm at today, it's actually only about 15 minutes from where I live. I come here pretty often, as you can imagine, for walks and stuff. I had no idea that there was some standing stones here. About a month ago somebody posted in like the local community groups some pictures of them. So obviously I had to look into them. They're not on the map that I could see anyway. I've found some vague-ish description. I found some explanation about how to get to them, and I'm pretty confident I know where they are up until the last little bit. I had a little look on like satellite images and pinpointed some places where I think they might be. So yeah, I thought it would be quite fun to go and try and find those. So I believe the name is the Machar Stones. I think that's how you pronounce it, or the Water's Headstone. Also, so there's two of them. One of them's apparently 8 feet tall, and the other one about 5 foot or something. Apparently the taller one has some markings in, which may or may not be man-made, so I'd like to see those. Not a huge amount of information about them. I know they're from the Neolithic period and believed to have something to do with druidry. Yeah, I will post links in the description to like the information I have found on them, so if you want to have a look yourselves. But yeah, I thought it'd be a nice relaxing video to go and find these stones. So from what I believe, the word Machar, or Machar, or however you pronounce it, the Gaelic translation to English is low plains, which I think from what I've read has caused a little confusion because actually they're quite high up and not on a low plain but a high plain. But I was actually thinking on the drive over here, where I grew up in Cumbria, there was quite a lot of farms and cottages called low plains and high plains, only usually the low plains were on top of the hill and the high plains were at the bottom of the hill. Like, everyone just sort of accepted that, but I wonder if there's any sort of, I don't know, anything about that. So that bit of water over there, we'll probably have a better view soon. That's the Carron Reservoir. That's a word I can't pronounce, reservoir. So I was actually looking at some old maps of the reservoir, like before it was flooded. And there's actually quite a lot of old dwellings underneath there. So I'll be a lot more interested in the place when it's summer and gets empty. But yeah, we're following these forest tracks for what I believe 2.5 miles, and then we'll be going through trees. So that hill up ahead through the trees, that's Mickle Bin. I think that's how you pronounce it anyway. Yeah, it's a great little hill actually. It's not very big. It doesn't take too much to climb up. You just forest past most of the way there, and then just the last little bit's a bit of a climb. But once you're at the top, you can see like all the Campsie Fells, into the Trossachs, the mountains there, and also like the whole central belt of Scotland you can see in Glasgow and that. So yeah, good little hill with not a huge amount of effort to walk. It's absolutely gorgeous today, but it's cold. You see the river, it's actually frozen a little bit, only a tiny bit, but That's how cold it is. Stones, I think, are up here somewhere. We're actually going to go up this track here and curve around. But yeah, I think they are somewhere up there. Which, considering how magical this bit of river is today, I can fully understand why there would be some sort of special worship place nearby. So when I was looking at the old maps, it seems to show that there was a dwelling somewhere here. I can see an old wall here, which I assume would have been part of the boundary, the fields or something. The water's quite high up at the minute. It's kind of just finishing there, just on the other side of the wall. But I think in the summer, the water actually goes really quite far out here, so I think in the summer I'll come and see if we can find like the actual ruins of the actual dwelling. I'm guessing somewhere in the reeds over there, but yeah, that'd be fun to look for. So that's the path up to Micklebin. But we are going down here. So I know I've got to follow this path for about half a mile till it comes to a dead end. And then that's where it starts getting vague. So the instructions I've seen, there's a few different ones, and they're all in yards, so they all sort of say like go right for 200 yards and then turn left for 100 yards and there you are, something like that. I don't really know what a yard is. I mean, I know what a yard is, but I don't really know. It's literally the only measurement that I can't get my head around what a yard is. So I mean, at this point the instructions are pretty useless to me. I just know turn right then turn left. So, but I'm hoping it's a quiet day. I'm hoping if I'm very still in myself, I'll hear the stones, feel the energy of the stones, and they will guide me to them. So when I was looking up the stones, apparently in the 90s, I think some archaeologists or somebody, historian, somebody who knows what they're doing, had like inspected the stones, and they found like the way it's set up, the positioned, suggests that the stones were put there by people who would worship the sun or something. But apparently the way they were aligned on the solstices misses the sun, which kind of caused some confusion. Now, I had a theory about this, and I think it's true. Well, we'll find out when we get to the stones, but you're not going to be able to see it on the camera, but just in the distance I can just see the tip of a mountain called Ben Ledi, which is up in the Trossachs. Now, Ben Ledi is, apparently the Gaelic translation is something like mountain of the sun, or something about the sun, and named so because druids in the past would walk up the mountain on the solstices to celebrate the sun. Now, I'm wondering, because you can kind of see the mountain from here, if maybe the stones are aligned to see the mountain, because I would imagine, because Ben Ledi is like the highest mountain in the area, I would imagine for a lot of people they would worship the mountain, I would assume. as well as the sun. I don't know, but I know I certainly would. I mean, I do. I love that mountain. It's a great mountain. And I wonder if maybe that's what the stones are for, like some sort of mountain worshipping stones. But yeah, we'll see when we get there how they're aligned. But I've got an eye on the mountain now, so I'll actually be able to see if it's pointing that way. So yeah, that's my theory. Okay, so this is the end of the path. So now I'm going to have to follow my nose. So the directions said, come to the end of the path and go down an embankment, which will be this. And then it said follow this clear way for, well, one blog said 200 yards, another one said 400 yards, which, as I said earlier, I don't know what a yard is, so I'm just going to follow it until I feel like. I think one said that this clear way will turn slightly left, and that's where I turn right. So I think I'm going to rely quite heavily on that, if it's obvious. But yeah. Such a beautiful walk so far. It's quite wet actually. Didn't expect that one. So I can just about make out some other people's footprints. As I said, this I found out about this in a community group on Facebook, so I suspect other people probably would have come to try and find the stones, so hopefully they have a better idea of where they're going, and I might just follow the footprints a little bit. Oh, it's kind of weird. I don't know if it's picking up on the camera, but like, I think it's quite a deep bog. You can hear the noises underneath. It's creepy. But yeah, there is a bit of a faint path here actually, so I guess I'm following in the steps of others. So yeah, there is a faint path here. Could be a deer path though, so I'm being cautious with it, but it's a little bit creepy. I mean, it's not, but like, I'm walking on like boggy bits and they're making really weird noises, but like not where my feet are, like across like in different places. It must be just where the air's coming up or something. Yeah. I'm very much on my own out here, so which is good. It's how I like it, but a little bit creepy. Okay, so I think I have some options here. I feel like the main, it looks like it should go that way, but I'm looking at the GPS. My camera's gone all weird for some reason. I'm looking at the GPS, and the place I think it is through there, and there is a little bit of a path. I feel like I'm going to go this way first, and if it's not just down there, I'm going to try that one. I don't know what's up with my camera. It seems to want to point to the sky for some reason. Okay, that's better. So yeah, my bones feel like it's through here, so we're going to go with the bones this time. Oh, I'm stuck. Okay, that's a sign that I'm going the right way, isn't it? Oh god. I don't really fancy going over that. It'd be icy. Nor do I want to stand in that. Okay, I made it over. Wasn't too bad. So I got the gloomy forest that I wanted. I can just see the stones up ahead. I'm going to walk you to them. So there they are. Don't panic, I'm still here. And I think it's still 2022, judging by the plane noises I'm hearing. I'm not interested in joining in Jacobite rebellion, so yeah, here's the stones. So that's the smaller one. This one, I believe, it looks quite small on the camera. I think that's the one that was meant to be 8 foot, but obviously it's fell over. So the surroundings, they are on like a bit of a hill here. I don't know if it's a natural hill or whether it's a bit man-made, but I've tried to walk between them, but it feels really hollow, the ground underneath. So I don't know if there's things going on underneath, or maybe someone's tried to dig there or something. I don't know. It feels weird to walk there. But yeah, this is them. It definitely feels like a gateway of sorts. There is definitely an energy here. Like, I don't know, kind of like when you go into a church, like, you feel the need to be quiet and respectful. It feels like that. Also, both of my cameras have kind of been acting up since I've got quite close to here, which may just be coincidence. But yeah, I think these might be the markings that people were talking about. There's another one just there. Yeah, I don't know what I think of those, whether they're man-made or not. But yeah, very magical place. Also, there's lots of deer prints around, which is quite cute. So I've had a look on the GPS. It's not that strong here, so I'm not sure how accurate it is, but I can't quite work out the direction that these would be pointing. I like to think that they're pointing towards Ben Ledi and that my mountain theory is correct, but I'm not 100% certain on that, so yeah. But yeah, beautiful place. So I'm actually just going to head back to the van. The battery on this thing is nearly flat, so I guess that's the end of filming today. It seems like a sensible place to leave the video, and I'm just going to walk back. So yeah, thank you for watching so far. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. It feels so wrong to be saying this here, to be honest. I'm just going to leave the video here. See you next time.